It's 6:30. Good morning, I'm Ian Crouch with Hunter News. A child playing with matches has sparked a house fire at Georgetown overnight, which has caused tens of thousands of dollars worth of damage. Fire crews were called to the Brick and Iron home in Moat Street just before 7:30 to find a bedroom well alight. A woman and 6 children managed to escape without injury. It's taken firefighters from 4 stations an hour to extinguish the fire, which left 2 bedrooms gutted and the rest of the house damaged by smoke and water. Police say the damage bill will be at least $30,000. Police hold grave concerns for a 14-year-old Waratah girl who's been missing since last Thursday. Tara Hipwell was last seen leaving her high school at Mayfield just before 3:30 that afternoon, and there's been no trace of her since. Siobhan McMahon from Police Headquarters says officers are appealing for help to find her.
Tara is described as being 178 centimetres tall with a medium build, light brown hair, blue eyes, and she has braces. Investigators are appealing for public assistance to locate the whereabouts of Tara and urge anyone with information to contact Waratah Police Station or Newcastle Police Station.
A month after the superstorm which devastated the Hunter, there are still pockets of acute need which will require ongoing support. The communities of Dungog and Toryburn in particular will take many months to recover. Regional Recovery Coordinator Brigadier Darren Newman says the massive amount of green waste alone is presenting a huge challenge to local councils.
There was a lot of trees blown down in this event. I think it's in the tens of thousands, but no one's been able to come up with a number yet. There's just too many to count, I think, in some local government areas. But that presents a challenge just in terms of disposal of all of those trees and all of the waste material associated, well beyond the scope of anything anyone has seen up here before.
Meanwhile, Primary Industries Minister Niall Blair says the Hunter's farming and oyster growing sectors have been hit the hardest by the storms and floods.
Yeah, I think so. We're talking well and truly over $100 million in damages. That's the initial assessment, but we also can't underestimate some of the psychological impact that this has on our primary producers. You know, people losing large numbers of stock, and the recovery, particularly for that sector, will be a long one.
Police are trying to find the person responsible for deliberately leaving rocks on the Newcastle rail line, causing trains to suffer major damage. 2 trains hit the rocks between Waihee and Warnervale on Sunday, forcing one out of service. A 3rd train hit rocks on a different section of track nearby on Monday night, also putting it out of action. Lake Macquarie children who may be at risk of having high blood lead levels will be able to be voluntarily tested after the threshold for lead levels was reduced from 10 micrograms per decilitre to 5. The change comes after a review which found the Australian average for blood lead levels is currently at less than 5. Lake Macquarie MP Greg Piper says local children need to be protected from the legacy of Pasminco.
There is still a legacy issue, and we have to make sure that that is properly managed so that our children are not lead affected. We know that lead is one of the major toxins picked up by children when it's available, and it impacts on the intellectual development of children. I think that it's incumbent upon us all to make sure that that doesn't occur, if at all humanly possible.
Now with sport, Iona McNabb.
Nathan Tinkler may be considering legal action against the Football Federation of Australia after the sporting body stripped him of his A-League licence yesterday. Tinkler claims the FFA are attempting to steal a deal he had set up with Scottish club Dundee United to buy the Jets. For now, the team remain in voluntary administration under the ownership of the FFA until a new owner can be arranged. Edgeworth have defeated Maitland 4-1 in the Northern New South Wales National Premier League. 18-year-old striker Brodie Taylor scored the first goal on a free kick, inspiring his team just 2 days after his brother's shock death. Edgeworth are now in 4th place on the ladder, with Maitland coming last on 1 point after 6 rounds. And Maitland fly half Ryan McCormack has defeated medical odds in his return to first grade rugby union last round. The 28-year-old suffered a severe injury to his left knee last season, with doctors saying he had a 50% chance of running again, only if operations were successful. That's sport. I'm Iona McNabb.
To NURFM News Time 26 to 7.